I've been playing Terraria since I started playing it, and I'm going to show you the most complicated item in Terraria, the Shellphone. So with the Shellphone, there's multiple modes, and you can teleport practically anywhere around your world. For example, you can teleport to the world spawn. You can also teleport other places by switching the modes with right-click. You can go to your house, which will also be the world spawn if you don't have a bed set up. A tutorial for the bed on my page. You can also go to the oceans, both oceans on each end of the world. If you switch your mode real quick and teleport twice to go to the other end, as you can see here. And you can also go to hell, which, if you don't know from the previous video I made with the elevator, there's a tutorial for that, but you will no longer need a elevator if you have the Shellphone, as you can just teleport right there. So yeah, very cool item, and I'm going to show you how to make it. Alright, so I understand this may look like a lot to take in, and it is, because this is the most complicated item in Terraria. Don't worry, I'm here to explain it all to you. So, first things first, you're going to need a Tinkerer's Workshop. That is obtainable on the next slide when I show you how to obtain it. And yeah, anyways, you're going to need a cell phone, you're going to need a magic conch, and you're going to need a demon conch. The demon conch is only obtainable through fishing in lava. Don't use a wooden fishing rod unless you have the special tackle, or you have the special fishing rod that actually allows you to fish in lava without needing the special tackle. So yeah, make sure you got those before you start throwing your fishing lines into lava. With the magic conch, you're going to need either a sandstone chest, which is, only found in the desert, I believe, or a Mirage Oasis crate. It's either the Oasis crate or the Mirage crate, depending on if you're in hard mode or not. Now, that is obtainable only for fishing, so you need to get the crate if you're fishing this, and on top of that, you're also going to need to get lucky to actually get the magic conch out of that crate. Anyways, onto the cell phone. You're going to need a cell phone, which is a pretty complicated item, but don't worry. Again, I'm here to walk you through it. So to get the cell phone, you're also going to need a Tinkerer's Workshop, as well as a PDA and a magic mirror, or the other thingy, I think it's called the ice mirror. But yeah, you're going to need that, and the ice mirror is obtainable in ice biomes through chests, I think, or fishing, I'm not sure. But the magic mirror, I think you can only find in chests. You're just going to do a little bit of cave diving. It's not hard to find. But yeah, anyways, the cell phone, you actually need, or not the cell phone, but rather the PDA, you're actually going to need to craft that with multiple components, and this is where it gets pretty damn complicated. So you're going to need another Tinkerer's Workshop, of course, because that is going to be pretty prominent in like all these recipes. But yeah, in order to create the first thing here on the left, which is the fish finder, I think, you're going to need a sextant, the calendar looking thing, and whatever that other thing is. I forgot the names, but those are only obtainable by doing the angler quests. More on that later. The next thing you're going to need, along with the fish finder, is the goblin tech, which you can get from, I think these are a metal detector, a stopwatch, and a DPS meter. More on those later. As you can see, I don't really have anything underneath those little items, but don't worry, I will go into detail on how to get those. And then, after you have your fish finder and your DPS meter, or goblin tech, you're going to need, I think this is an REK 3000. Yeah, you're going to need that. You're going to need the life form analyzer, the tally counter, and the radar. The radar, as you can see, it's actually not hard to get these. They're very common. You're just going to need to look into a couple chests or do some fishing for some crates, and then getting a radar from those. And then, after you have your fish finder, goblin tech, and REK 3000, you're going to need, I think this is the GPS, which is compatible with a compass, a depth meter, and a stopwatch. Now, the stopwatch is actually not that hard to get. You're just going to need some gold. You are going to need a table and a chair placed together. And then on top of that, you're going to need 1 chain and 10 gold ingots. You can get those 10 gold ingots with a furnace and 4 pieces of gold ore, which can be mined from gold ore. They're actually very bright and shiny, and if you can't still find it, just use a Spelunker's Potion. But yeah, anyways, you're going to make the table and chair with a regular workbench and 12 pieces of wood. Anyways, with that being said, let's get on to the next part. Yo, what's good? Okay, so first things first, you're going to need the Goblin Tinkerer, okay? You're going to get this guy from beating the Goblin Invasion, whether that happens naturally in your world after you progress far enough, or if you summon it manually by killing enough Goblin Scouts and crafting the little thing that summons the Goblin Invasion with the cloth they drop. But yeah, you're going to get the Goblin Tinkerer from a cave, you got to free him, talk to him or whatever, move him in, and once you got him moved in, you can buy the Tinkerer's Workshop. The price varies, really just depends on how happy he is, so try to make him happy as possible to really get that nice discount in. Anyways, Once you got your little Tigger's Workshop bot, you're going to need to start getting the components for the PDA, and one of those components is the fish finder. And the way you're going to get the fish finder is by doing angler quests. So the angler can be found in the ocean. Either one doesn't matter. But as he's floating around in the water, you're gonna have to try to talk to him without drowning yourself and not getting attacked by sharks. Once you talk to him, wake him up, you'll be able to move him in as well. And then you're just gonna be able to do quests for him every day, once per day. And eventually, after you do enough quests, he'll give you all the items you need: the sextant, the little calendar-looking thing, and that weird device I don't know the name of. And yeah, that's how you're gonna get those three components for the fish finder. And moving on from the fish finder, you're gonna need to find the components for the goblin tech. Now, the way you're gonna get the metal detector is by killing a nymph. A nymph spawns, underground, just some weird girl hanging around in the dark or whatever. And once you come close enough, she'll try to jump you. You're gonna have to kill her before she kills you, and there's a chance she'll drop that metal detector you're looking for. And then the two other items, the stopwatch and the DPS meter, you're going to be able to buy those from the traveling merchant. So whenever he decides to swing on by, there's a chance he'll be selling those two items, as well as the lifeform analyzer. Lifeform analyzer is for the REK 3000. So yeah, don't miss out on that. Once you find your radar from the door chest or whatever, you're going to get a lifeform analyzer, which you can buy from the traveling merchant, as well as the tally counter, which drops from 2 hard mode dungeon enemies. They probably drop from hard mode ones too, I don't know. Never bothered to check. But once you kill a Skeletron, go down into the dungeon, kill a bunch of skeletons without dying, to traps or whatever, and you're going to be able to pick up the tally counter eventually. And moving on to the final component of the PDA, the GPS, I think you're going to need to get you already know how to get the watch, I just explained that to you, but you're going to be able to get the compass from killing salamanders, giant shellies, or crawdads, which are those weird little lobster-looking guys. Once you kill a couple of them, eventually one of them is bound to drop either a compass or the depth meter. And as far as the depth meter, you're going to get those from the salamander, giant shelly, the crawdad, You can also get them from cave bats, all kinds of bats. The cave bats, the jungle bats, the ice bats, or whatever the hell other bats exist. Probably fire bats too, I don't know. The ones, that's fun in hell. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Eventually, if you kill enough cave bats, it will drop it, so you probably shouldn't have to go down to hell to get those little death meters. But yeah, that's how you're going to get all the items for the components so you can craft your neat little Shellphone. And yeah, that's it for you guys. That's the most complicated item in Terraria, and yeah, have a good day.